Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And we're looking over at the mountains there. I'm going to zoom in on for you. And there is snow on the mountains. It's kind of hard to see because there's a haze along the sides of the mountain. But, hey Rita, there's your old stomping grounds up there, and yeah, it's got snow. And there's the snow over there, the ski resorts are open. There's skiing going on. See, there goes another one there now, and there goes another one. Oh, wait a minute, they're 6 foot apart. Oh, okay. yeah, right, everybody. So anyway, I wanted to show you all that, and the weather today is clear blue skies all over. Yep. The winds were howling for the past few days. I mean, howling. And yeah, batteries are up to peak. Everything's working great. And now the sun's shining on the solar panels. I'm still collecting electricity there. So I've had more than I really need. So I've been running things just for the heck of it. I remember all those years where I had to make sure, hey, turn that off. What do you think I'm doing? Heating the world? Just keep things going. All right, so congratulations to Ma'am 546 in Pennsylvania, the winner of the seed drawing. Yes, and they were sent off today in the mail, and she should have them by Friday. So that's not far away, right? Just a few more days and she's got her seeds. Of course, she probably won't be planting any until the springtime because she's in Pennsylvania, but I wanted to just congratulate her on the win. Now, we're going to be having another giveaway soon with some more seeds. And on the next one, it's going to be a little bit different. Drawing will be a little bit different than what it was this time. So you'll have to pay attention, watch my videos, watch my episodes. I'll be issuing a new set of rules and a new way to get your name onto the list. And it'll give some people a little bit more chance to get in there and not have to worry about, oh, can I vote today or not? So it'll be an easier thing. Then I'll have it all set up and I'll announce it when it's ready, okay? So I wanted to cover that part of it. And the chickens, oh, the chickens, they've been doing great. It's strange. Everybody says when winter comes, egg production slows down. Well, guess what? My egg production is picked up. So instead of 3 a day, I'm getting 4 a day now. Yeah, that's a good thing, right? Let's go over and say hi to the kids because I got 2 roosters crowing now. Blackie has reached the age where he's starting to crow in the morning. And of course, Brewster here is a bully and chases them away every time. But every time I come around there, there's Blackie over there. Look at how big Blackie is. Yet Brewster will chase him away. And he runs when Brewster comes after him. That's because Brewster has his horns on his legs. And Blackie's are just starting to grow. They're only little nubs out the back of his legs right now. You gotta wait till he gets his horns, and then he'll be turning around and saying, wait a minute, don't chase me. So all these kids are doing a great job of laying me eggs every day. And like I said, 4 a day now. So the last 2 days I have had 8 eggs in there. And that's a good thing because we're going into the winter. And if egg laying does go down, I'll have eggs for the winter anyway. And you say, well, you can't store eggs for the whole winter. Well, yes, you can. There's a thing called water glassing your eggs. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but if you haven't, I'll explain briefly right now what that means. When you water glass eggs, what you're going to do is put a 1 ounce weight of hydrated lime. And where do you get hydrated lime? Well, you go to Home Depot and you buy a big 50-pound bag of it for a few bucks. And it's used for mixing in with cement and mortar for doing cement and concrete and mortar jobs for bricklaying and things like that. So I think that some places call it a Type S. Oh boy, what happened? I just forgot. It's the skunk smell that's coming from that place down over there that you're looking at. It's really strong because the wind's coming from that direction. And it's not much of a wind, it's a light one, so it's hanging in the air. I just came over here to show you the mulberry tree. Even though we're in November, look at how the mulberry trees are doing. Just nice. So anyway, what was I saying? Come on, tell me. Oh, anyway, I was talking about water glassing and water glassing eggs. And you put 1 ounce per weight, not by measurement. 1 ounce of weight of hydrated lime per gallon of water in a large food grade container. Then you place all your eggs in there and try to place them with the pointed side of the egg downward. I know the first ones are hard to get that way because they want to tip over. That's fine. That'll be the bottom row of the eggs in the container. And then you can stock as many as you want on there. And then place them in a cool, dark place, like in a closet or something like that inside of your house. And those will keep up to 8 months and without refrigeration. Now, remember one thing. Do not wash your eggs, your fresh eggs, before doing that. And do not do this with store-bought eggs, because all store-bought eggs have been washed. And when an egg isn't washed from being laid, it has a protective coating on it. And if that protective coating is washed off, then when you water glass them, the hydrated lime will actually soak through into the egg and change the flavor of the egg. It'll be rotten. You won't want to eat it. So this is only with fresh eggs from the chickens, unwashed. And some people say, well, my chicken lays eggs that are dirty. Well, you're doing something wrong. One of the things that it could be is that your chickens have worms. So you're going to want to use some food grade diatomaceous earth and mix it in with their feed. And that will help clean up the worm problem. But if you just change your feed, go to a better feed, you'll notice that you get better eggs, harder shells, and clean eggs. Every chicken lays a clean egg, perfectly clean. No poop on it, no extra junk on it or anything like that, just perfectly clean. So that's what I've been doing with this group of chickens, and every egg I've gotten from all of these chickens has never ever had to have any washing whatsoever. They come out perfectly clean. So I will try to show you that the next time I collect eggs, and we'll get that into one of the videos. All right, so another thing I did today, let's move over this way. It's over by Tomcat. Well, my neighbor was taking care of Tomcat for a couple of days, and she had to move the cage over here because of the winds. And then she was trying to struggle to get the tarp in place. And it was just wrapped around. It was doing a good job, but I squared it up and got it set in a better position so that it actually keeps more warmth in there. And if I open that up right now, it's just going to let a lot of cool air in. So I keep it like this as it is now. If I open that, I can put my hand in there and it's warm inside. So that's a good thing. So one of the things I did was I went to the store and I got some black spray paint. And I had these bottles, but these bottles were all white. And my friend Andy gave me these bottles. You can see where they were white. So I spray painted them with flat black so that they can collect heat during the day. And yeah, they're warm. So I'll put those inside of the cage at night before going to bed, so it'll help keep some warmth in the cage for Tomcat during the night. Although he seems to be faring very well. He doesn't look like he's stressed at all. When I come in to feed him in the morning and check and clean his his litter box. He just lays there and happy as can be. He'll get up and walk around and go to the backside of his little bed and look like he's trying to hide from me. But that's what wild cats do, right? So, yeah, he's getting very used to me, so it'll be fine. All right, so covered that. And one more thing. For those of you who have propane, this is the time of year to check your fittings. When it gets cold, after you've had a lot of heat, you're going to have some reduction in the metal. It's going to shrink a little bit. So let me come over this way and show you what I'm talking about. Fittings like this, okay? Now these are compression fittings, not flare fittings. So the compression fitting on here has got a ferrule in it, and that should be a flare fitting, but it's not. And what happens is when it's hot, these things, all this metal heats up, and then all of a sudden you get a cold snap and it drops down real fast. And then these things actually shrink a little bit, and one piece will shrink faster than the other because they're different metals. This is copper, this is brass. Brass is hotter than copper. So the copper will actually shrink a little bit faster than the brass. And when that happens, you'll get a leak right here. So one of the things you want to do is go out, if you've had a cold snap, where your propane is, and get a bottle of soapy water. I like using Windex. Windex works great. Then just spray all your fittings with Windex. If you see bubbles blowing, you got a leak. Tighten your fittings. So not only that fitting, but you also have to check with these fittings also. Okay, so I tightened both of these today and made sure that there's no leaks. I sprayed them and checked them. Now, this one was leaking slightly. And if you don't fix that, you probably never know it because it's outside here. The air just blows by and that gas just goes away. You'll never even know that it's leaking. And then all of a sudden you go, wait a minute. I had 100 pounds of propane in there, or 25 gallons of propane, and now there's only a gallon left. Where did it all go? I didn't use it all. Well, it's because you had a leak in one of your fittings. All right, so this is the time of year reminder for you off-gridders, check your gas fittings. And if you can, use flare fittings and not the ferrules or the compression fittings that that's what I had when I hooked it up. So it's been staying like that ever since. But I will probably change it over to flare fittings down the line. If it's working, don't fix it, right? So that's what I'm doing. All right, so my gutters in the wind had all, that side had torn off right by the cameras. It broke down and it was hanging down over there. And I lost some water collection, but look at this. This barrel is full just from that little rain we had. So I've collected quite a bit of water off of there. I've got to fix that downspout over there because it blew off for the wind. So I just stuck a longer piece in there and it's too tall. So it's binding the gutter up into place. So I'm going to have to fix that. And that will be one of the projects that I'll be doing this week. I also had a fender break off of my trailer going up the dirt road because of all of the washboards in the dirt from idiots flying up and down the road, thinking, hey man, it's a dirt road, no speed limit signs, I'll go 100 miles an hour, I don't care. Yeah, well, you're tearing up the road, idiots, slow down. All right, so wanted to cover all of those things, and I did, so I think we're at it. The last thing before I close this off is my attic critter is back right above my bed. Yep, moving inside for the cold winter. Well, I'm going to try an experiment, and the experiment that I'm going to try is I'm going to try the coffee grounds up there, because every rat hole I found out here in the grounds, I put coffee grinds on there, and the next day the hole is buried over. Like the rat moved out and said, the heck with that stuff stinks, and moved out. So I'm going to try maybe putting some in an old sock and tossing it up in the attic over by where I'm hearing the rat problems. Maybe put 3 or 4 of those up in the attic just so that the rats don't even want to go in there. So I'll let you know how that works out, everybody. This is G-Bear thanking you for joining me. Don't forget, pay attention to my upcoming videos. I'll be announcing the next seed giveaway and the new rules very soon. And you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, G-Bear signing off.